Hello, my name is Felicius. Let's play some Risk of Rain 2. We are going to play as the mercenary today. Well, our first episode for today is going to be a mercenary. These are our abilities. I'll go through them as we go into the game, I guess. We want to try to unlock this if we can. This is not really too big of a problem right now. Complete a prismatic trial without falling below 100% health. I wouldn't say it's easy to do, but it's very doable. It kind of depends on the prismatic trial, of course, because they're seeded. You just need to try a couple of times, which is why I don't want to start off a video with it. Also, the skill you unlock is not... I don't enjoy using it. I find it kind of bad. I find the regular special a lot better. I do prefer the alternative secondary though. But let's go. Okay, so this character, mercenary. Why the fuck is my... Oh well, I'll fix that afterwards, I guess. Mercenary is a melee character, so your passive is a double jump. As you can see, we can double jump without having a hope of feather. Our left click is 3 swings, and the third swing apply a debuff, which is called exposed. It increases the damage you deal, and it lowers your cooldowns by, I think it's 1 second, maybe it's 2 seconds. Right click is whirlwind. If you're on the ground, you propel forward, you swing twice, dealing 200% damage. And if you do it in the air, like this, you will do a spin with the sword instead, like a... Is that vertical? Horizontal? Horizontal? Vertical? You can see the difference. I don't know. It makes you jump a little bit higher, so you can use it to stop fall damage, like this. Your utility skill is a dash, like this, and if you hit an enemy with it, you can do it 2 more times. You need to hit every time in order to get it, so you need to hit 2 times in a row in order to do it 3 times. You need to hit an enemy with it, that is. It stuns, it deals a decent bit of damage, and also while you're in the dash, you don't take any damage. You have iframes, as they say. And your special ability, your R, you basically go into Alpha Strike if you ever played League of Legends. You slice the enemy a bunch of times, and you don't take any damage while you're in that state. It is a sort of a dash. You can use it to move forwards. So if you don't hit anything, it's just a regular dash, pretty much. It takes a little bit getting used to your special ability, but it's very, very useful. It's a very strong attack. They recently changed this character in the 1.0 patch. He didn't have the exposed debuff earlier. He had the lower cooldowns instead, like just overall, which made him kind of a... Well, I wouldn't say mindless. He's still a melee character, but you didn't really have to think about in what order you did things. Oh, and by the way, your left click, I assume it still works this way, but if you hold down left click while you are in your special ability, you keep swinging. I don't think it does that, but you should always hold down left click pretty much on this character. And as you can see, he can handle a lot of enemies pretty decently. Items we're looking for is... I don't think we can proc the rings without the alternative right-click attack. There's a gasoline printer back there. It's the first game of the day, by the way, so I'm gonna make a bunch of mistakes. Let's head over there. I didn't play too much for a couple of days. I've been trying out a couple of new games. I don't think we can proc rings unless we have our alternative second skill, which is why I kind of want to unlock it. I find it very useful, especially with your exposed debuff. Let's pick up repulsion armor plate. Wisps are some of the more scarier mobs on this character, I find, and also debuffs, of course, always scary. The debuff, the exposed debuff doesn't seem to have a timer. If it has a timer, it's very, very long. As you can see, it still has the debuff over there. And you should use it primarily to lower the cooldown of your R ability. If you have the alternative right click, then it's very good to spend it on that, because it's a single hit that hits for a lot instead of our current one, which hits twice for lower. It only works on one of the hits, the expose ability. So I'm still gonna do it just because I'm used to proccing it with right click. I still think it's probably better than proccing it with R. Also, it might be, yeah, it's probably better for me to proc it with my utility skill, but it's not that much of an issue. You don't really want to think too much about the damage like that, honestly, unless you're speedrunning or something. You're more centered around surviving. They removed... This character had increased health regen earlier. Most of the melee characters have, but they removed it from mercenary for some reason. I guess they found him too strong, because he could just invis frame and regen a lot of his health. So he feels a bit more squishy now than he was in the earlier versions of the game. But he's still pretty strong once you get used to it. I don't really see us having too much of an issue here. We have a lot of items. I'm gonna try to stay above the ground for 20 seconds here, but I don't think I can. No. It's a lot more doable once you have a couple of extra mags and hopefully some attack speed, so that you get your expose out earlier. And more bosses, honestly. Let's see if we can proc this. I don't think we can. No. We might be able to proc it with expose and dash. Yeah, that looked like we procced it. Yeah, we did. Okay, so if you don't have the alternative right click, you want to proc it using expose and your dash like this. Which is fine, you're gonna do that automatically, as long as you think about dashing whenever your expose is up. Spent a lot of time on that stage, so this might be kind of a scuffed run. I want to know how much our third hit does. Greater area, it doesn't deal any extra damage, okay. I don't remember how much expose adds on top of my head. It's either 100 or 200% extra damage, or if it just doubles your damage. Nah, I don't think it doubles. I remembered it being a certain percent, but I used to enjoy mercenary a lot. Recently I feel like I enjoy some of the stranger characters more, and specifically I do enjoy playing Artificer recently, but I played her so little, so I can't really. I procced my ring from a regular left click there, so something is going on. I'm not sure how I did that. It wasn't a crit. So I'm misunderstanding the mechanics of the ring, I guess. I'll have to double check that, because I've been feeling like that for a while now. I thought I understood it, and then I proc it a lot when I don't think I should proc it. And I feel like that's a very good thing to know about. I'm gonna grab the Hope of Feather here just for the challenge. I would probably grab Willow otherwise, especially since we're not going to Mythics. Oh yeah, they released the patch that changed Mythics, so you can't cheese the final phase anymore. So I'm gonna try to fight him. I'm probably waiting with it for a bit because I wanna unlock most of the stuff on this profile. Then I'm looking to getting into Eclipse. I haven't played Eclipse yet. It's a harder game mode. It's basically Monsoon, but you have a couple of extra caveats, which increases in difficulty the higher Eclipse level you get. You get Eclipse levels by killing Mythics. So you start off with having half HP, and then later on you start healing less, and monsters have a higher attack speed, less cooldown. You also receive double fall damage, and fall damage is lethal and stuff like that. It gets really hard after a while. I wasn't too interested in it when Mythic was in his old version, because it's basically not about learning the fight, you just want to chase him. I still find the fight kind of bad, to be honest with you, but it seems a little bit better. They made it so he can't take any damage while he's stealing your item, but instead they made that phase once he has all of your items a lot easier. The projectiles he shoots have way less area. They don't trace you as much. You see his balls a lot easier when he drops them on the floor. And also he has like half HP of what he had earlier, so he doesn't take 50 minutes. But first I want to unlock everything. So we're beginning with obliterations because we need lunar coins, and I want to unlock the skins anyways. I find usually I find it a lot easier to play characters in games like League of Legends and games like Counter-Strike 2. Honestly, whenever you get skins, for some reason I feel a lot more attached to that character. I guess just because I have invested at that point. I'm spending a lot of time here. I guess we'll just find out whether or not I have loot lock on my side. So far I wouldn't say we have that many good items. This is gonna be a really hard area to do the 20 seconds in the air, by the way, but I'm not too bothered by it. It doesn't really matter if it takes a couple of rounds for me to get it. Not sure if I touched the ground there. I think I touched the ground there. I stood on the Vagrant. It's a lot easier to do on Titans, etc. The achievement. You basically just wanna keep hitting something so that you refresh your cooldowns. Wanna take a time out here. You can avoid this damage by just using your special, but I wasn't in a good situation to do so. I didn't want to hit a wisp with it, then I would get out of it as soon as the wisp died. Yeah, I kill him here. I took a slam from the Stone Titan. That's not very good. No, not Stone Titan. Golem. Stone Golem. Left on Daisy, nothing too interesting. I have a lunar coin. Ukulele is really good. You struggle a little bit with dealing with wisps and other area enemies. It's not too bad if you get a decent a decent special. The thing with your special is that it splits damage if there's more targets inside. It scales with attack speed, I'm pretty sure, also, by the way, so getting attack speed is a good idea on this character. Ukulele helps a lot. You proc it a lot during your special to clear out wisps. And your utility skill, of course, to clear out wisps also helps. And the regular stuff like ATGs. I personally don't find bleed too strong on this character, but I haven't tried it too much. I tried it like 1 or 2 runs, and I didn't feel like it did too much, because it's a lot harder to focus your fire. Let's just skip this stage. I don't wanna spend any more time, because the next stage is gonna be really hard. If we go now, it might be doable. It's a bit of a gamble, but Guess we'll play that shrine. See what boss it is. Dune Strider, doable. Might be standing on it there. I don't think so. Actually, your arm might reset the stay propelled in air counter to unlock your alternative skill, your alternative right click attack. Sorry, you need to stay in the air for 20 seconds. I don't remember how I did it last time I unlocked it on my main profile. I think I just kind of got it by just flying. That Lepton Daisy saved me there. I was about to die. Yeah, you shouldn't be close to the Dune Strider when it's sucking in, by the way. I was throwing there. Wasn't really thinking about what the fuck I was doing. My R procced my ring there. Really? That's so strange. I have no idea how it works. It might actually be that if you deal 400% damage to a target within a certain amount of time. But then wouldn't Artificer Special proc it? I don't know. Yeah, my R is proccing it. That is so strange. I need to look up that specifically. I should do that as soon. Oh, I'm getting so many ice bands. I'm just gonna keep on playing this and then leave. Yeah, okay, we're leaving. Siren's Call could be free. I should have opened this, but too late now. Siren's Call could be free. Yeah, let's try killing the dude here. I should be able to just R most of his abilities, but should be fine. Of course you wanna get crit too on this character. Acrid is pretty much the only character where you don't want to go for crit, I think. I could print some armor plates, but nah, that's not very fun, I don't think. That's the I don't wanna die, but I can't kill anything route of thinking. It's about 200, so 370, okay. I'm currently, since I unlocked everything on my main profile, I'm a little bit burnt out on this. I don't feel burnt out whenever I'm recording for it, but it's kind of hard to start recording. Whenever I'm actually recording, it feels really fun to play this and think about it, but otherwise I don't really play it too much. I play it a little bit if I'm listening to podcasts or whatever, but I'm not like 6 hours each day as I was a week ago. Still a very, very fun game. It's just that since I completed it, I'm kind of looking at other games. I've tried out Gunfire Reborn a bit. It's a pretty cool game. It's a lot like this. It's a bit more like Binding of Isaac than this game actually. It's a roguelite. It's a first-person shooter. It does have some issues though. The English translation is kind of poor. Makes some of the weapon descriptions kind of confusing. But the game is kind of grindy in that you get talent points whenever it's kind of like Rogue Legacy in that way, that you get talent points for every run. Pretty much you get a currency that you spend on talent points. And at least when I started out, but I mean it was my first run, or my first couple of runs was very, very hard. I couldn't get past the first stage because I felt like I just got one-shotted, but that might just be because I didn't know what items to use and what, etc. And I didn't unlock. Maybe that game might be a bit more leaning towards that. Oh, I did the environmental damage to the warship unit. Nice. Yeah, if you manage to push this like I did on Rex, I guess. Ooh, let's just run away for a bit here. Yeah, I have some problems with Gunfire Reborn, but it's really good, honestly. It's $10, and I played it for about 6 hours, and I haven't completed the final boss yet. I would say that's very, very worth. Even I would find it worth even if I never played it again. Still would say that I don't regret buying it. I'm gonna play it more, of course, but I might die here. Yeah, fuck, I messed up. Okay. Let's run it back. I didn't unlock this. Let's see. Don't touch the ground for 30 seconds. It's 30. I keep thinking it's 20. It's Artificer that's 20. Let's do another mercenary run and see if we get anywhere. But yeah, what I am trying to say is that I'm playing Gunfire Reborn 2. If you would want to see some videos of that, be sure to comment. But I might consider doing that once I've gotten a little bit better on the game, but yeah, I'm not really, like, I'm not dying to make videos of it as I was with this game. Oh yeah, by the way, movement speed increases the range of your utility skills, which makes movement speed very good on this character too, so that energy drink there might have been good. I just took the medkit because I find the medkit very, very strong. Let's try to make this run a little bit faster too. I've been playing Gunfire Reborn. I find it pretty good. Might do some videos on it in case any of you would like me to do that. What else? Oh yeah, I downloaded the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. I bought it once it was released, but I didn't play it too much. I want to play that tonight. It's kind of my idea. And I'm currently waiting for the new Path of Exile season. That's kind of what I'm gaming right now. Kind of hyped for Path of Exile, but I'm almost hyped for pretty much every season, so nothing new there. It is releasing in about 2 weeks, and I might stream it a little bit. Not sure, depends on how I feel when I wake up, when I fall asleep during the release time. If I'm basically awake when my friends are awake and playing it, then I'm probably just gonna be with them on Discord. But if I'm alone, I usually try to stream a little bit during Path of Exile seasons. So that could be cool. That could be fun. I guess we have Supermassive Leech. Should take a drink. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can do 30 seconds without touching the ground. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking count it, whatever, we'll just... Yeah, I touched the ground there. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too stressed about it. It's a very good skill to unlock, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, if you can proc since you can proc the rings otherwise, it's not that important, I feel like. It still uses your expose ability a lot better than our current right click does, but it's also the attack moves you upwards in the air, making it kind of hard to stick to targets sometimes. Not too big of an issue, but I find it less user-friendly than the Whirlwind right-click. And I mean, if we get a run where we go to obliteration, we most likely get to spend 30 seconds in the air, usually, without even thinking about it, honestly. Or more like, we're gonna spend like 15 to 20 seconds in the air, and then I'm gonna be like, alright, let's just extend this a bit. Otherwise, you could always just, if you just want to bang it out and like get it super fast, super easy, just command artifacts, pick up a bunch of Hopo feathers and a bunch of extended mags, and then you should have it on like stage 2 or stage 3 without too much of a issue. We have crit here, that's good. I'm grabbing that, 53. You don't get gold when they jellyfish suicide, and sometimes you can't stop them even if you are. Or, I mean, I guess for the reason of getting the enemy to spend their attacks, they can still target you whenever you're in your special. I'm pretty sure. However, they can't deal damage to you. So jellyfish will explode. A lot of the time when you do it, unless you deal enough damage to stun them, the jellyfish specifically get stunned whenever you deal damage to them sometimes, or get knocked off their suicide attack. Uh-oh. I'm really looking forward to... Oh yeah, we need to get 200% attack speed to unlock a really good item. So I'm kinda hoping that happens, but that should happen by itself if we have a good run. Or if we find a syringe printer, I might just go ham on it. If you need 200, yeah, you need like 6 or 7 syringes, right? To get 200% if they gave 15 each. Somewhere along those lines. No, wait, 6 is 90%. Well, we only need to get 100% attack speed and a Gorog's Opus, and it should be fine. If we find a soldier syringe printer really late, I might just go ham on it, just to get it. I mean, attack speed is good on this character anyways, so... Especially if we have like a leeching seed, or if we have some crit, but we're probably gonna print away our crit if that happens. Let's go do the boss. There are a couple of chests around, but I can get them after we've charged the teleporter. I found that when I play alone now, usually I don't pay as much attention to the clock time. I would still say that if you're new to the game and not really confident, and you just want to start getting consistent late game runs, then speed it up. It is definitely harder to go slow. Just like try to be efficient, right? Don't run around too much looking for chests, and you should be good. But I don't feel like you'd really have too much of a time window. It's a good baseline to get to stage 3 before 10 minutes, but it's not really super important. Getting there 12 or 13 minutes even should be fine too. The thing with this character is that it goes very, very good for a long time, and then just all of a sudden you get one-shotted. I guess it's the main thing about it. Basically, as long as you're paying attention and saving your special for scary moments, then you're fine, but you're not dealing a lot of damage then. Your RS, most of your damage. Your R and your right click, that is. Your utility does deal a lot of damage, is that? No, that's Brooch. Don't really care about Brooch. You should use your dash for damage, but you should try to always have either dash or R up. So you should use your dash whenever your R is like almost up, a couple of seconds left, and then you should keep your R up for a bit until you can use your dash again, etc. Just be sure that you have like some kind of iframes going, and you should be doing good. There we go. You're considered sprinting whenever you're using a utility skill. I'm pretty sure that's universal for all utility skills. I'm not sure how it works on stuff like Captain's utility skill, actually, because you're not moving around with it, but I'm not sure. I don't think you might be considered sprinting during that, but it doesn't, maybe it doesn't like affect anything. Not sure. Or maybe you're just sprinting while you're trying to target with it. We'll go over that once we get to that character, I guess. I have a couple of things I feel like I should read up on the wiki. I feel like I wanna know for sure what's triggering the bands, because that's like a major way of knowing how to burst. Proccing that on a strong ability is very, very important in order to deal damage fast, especially in the later stages. What was this? Yeah, let's grab armor piercing rounds. There's an elite here, so I'm gonna target it. Also, I'm gonna use my healing item and heal up a bit. The leech is kind of good, honestly, as long as you don't have other ways of healing, of course. But it's like, it's very effective. It's only that, you know, you don't have that. You don't have a royal capacitor instead, which would be helpful, and also you need to be hitting in order for this to be useful. It's a percentage of the damage you deal, so it would also be useful on loader, honestly. I feel like this might actually be one of the better equipments on loader, just because you don't really need the damage of the other items. I mean, royal capacitor is always best, just because it's so safe to use. And it deals so much damage, and it procs all of your stuff. But if you don't get your hands on one of those, then the leech is probably honestly fine on her. Because it's hard to leech life otherwise on her. First syringe, that's good. Since this stage is kind of good, I'm gonna farm a little bit. No, wait, we're gonna start, and we're gonna open these chests with the gold we get from the event. What was this? Teddy. Tougher times. I need to remember that. I keep calling it Teddy. Might confuse it with Dios. This boss is kind of scary on any melee character. You need to try to be at the back, and preferably in the air. Got a tougher times proc there, very good. Okay, we're proccing our use item here so that we heal up to full. There's a chance of this one-shotting us if we're very unlucky, or it doesn't really one-shot you, it pounds you a couple of times. Leeching Seeds is actually kind of decent on this character, just because your R hits so many times. I mean, it hits like 10 times, so that's 10 HP, but you're spending so much time in iframes basically, so that the fact that this heals less is kind of okay. Of course, Harvest is always better, but it takes a lot more to get going, so... Let's open all of these chests. I'm okay with keeping the leech for now until we have a better way of solving that. Death's Mark might be good if we get Bleed, honestly, so that we can proc it. Bleed, Chronobubble. We have Gasoline. Would need one more way to proc it. And we're out of here. I mean, I guess we can check this for a Royal Capacitor. Doesn't hurt. Not sure if I talked about Milky Crystallis, but makes you fly, or it gives you wing. I don't really know how to use it. Oh, I forgot that chest, oh well. There's some ways to make yourself move faster when using it. I don't really know how though. It might scale off your movement speed just, and I picked it up at some point and I died because it made me fly so slow. Okay, we're gonna do this and see if we can get the achievement here. So I'm just gonna spend all of my white items on this. It's not the smart move here. I usually don't print soldier syringes, honestly, unless I have a scrapper. Because it's kind of it's not that good, I feel like. Especially not once you have the other ways of getting attack speed, like the one we're trying to unlock now. But yeah, this character scales. This character and Rex both scale insanely with attack speed, so might be a bit different for those. I feel like, I mean, Huntress does do well with attack speed too, but you would rather have crit. One, two, three, four, five more. There we go. We unlocked Predatory Instincts. Okay, so we're not gonna play that anymore then. Yeah, as you can see, it kinda go a bit insane. It's gonna be hard to use Expose here, honestly, but might as well just use this to, like I said, it's more important to get the cooldowns than the Shiprox. I want to kill the Magma Worm just because it gives a lot of money, and I feel kind of safe right now. Okay, so 14 soldier syringes is what you need to get the She-Man if you don't have any other movement speed, attack speed items going for you. By the way, first tomb, that's really good on this map. It's good when looping, honestly. So you can see there the way your special works. You basically get put into the special mode for a couple of seconds. It's 2 or 3, I think. And during that time, you attack as many times as your attack speed allows you to. That's why you scale so good with attack speed. Your dashes are a lot faster, so it's harder to iframe with your utility skill, but that's fine. In return you get a lot of damage, so I'm gonna not pick that up, even though I could scrap it if we find a scrapper. I'd rather not struggle so much to get one-shot protection. We're gonna pick this up here. I could have taken the Hopo Feather. The Hopo Feather is probably the better choice overall, but I want to try to see if I can get Death's Mark to proc. I'm gonna go for the boss here. Banner doesn't really do too much. Banner, like, it's very good. Like I've said this earlier, but it's very good if you can stay in it. But this character specifically, as you can see, we're not gonna be inside that banner. It usually just baits you, the banner, to stay in one area, and then you just get hit by a bunch of attacks. We should have so much uptime on our R now that there shouldn't really be too much of an issue here. I should be able to just pop leech whenever I take damage like that, and then just heal up to full. One or two more fuel cells would probably be good. But I feel like, unless I'm doing like really stupid stuff, we should be good to go on this run. I'm gonna go pick up the red chest after this. We should have more than enough for it. I should also check around a little bit more for any multi-chops. The ice bombs, you have to look out for them a lot when you're playing melee. Sometimes they're hard to see, so you need to try to like specifically look for it. They are, especially if you proc several at once, they can kill you very easily. They deal a lot of damage, and they also stun you, so makes it a lot easier for enemies to hit you. Here we go. Ooh, Sentient Meat Hook. I don't think we've had this yet, have we? Every hit has a chance to proc, according to your proc coefficient, of course. You basically, the mob you hit shoot out a bunch of chains, and then pull any the chains are auto targeted. I fucked that up. So they seek out nearby enemies. I don't know how many hooks there are, or if it's just at any monsters within the range. It pulls them in. As you can see, it pulled this monster in here. I think it does some other things too. I'm not sure if it might slow or something like that. I'm not too sure. It's slowed there, but we have chrono bubble, so it, yeah, also it procs all of your stuff, so sticky bombs, bleeds, ukuleles, etc, etc. And if you have anything, any Will of the Wisp or gasolines, the Sentient Meat Hooks can hard carry you on a lot of the harder mobs if you're looping, because of the chain reactions, the chain explosions. So especially if you're against a Malachite or a Celestial, it will pull in a bunch of wisps usually and explode them. Deal a lot of damage. Will o' the Wisp is also very good to stack, by the way, if you're looping. A lot of my commander runs, when I do my silly monsters drop items monsters are double but have health, HP, commander runs, you stack a bunch of Will-o'-the-Wisps and everything explodes. Like, you shoot one monster and all of the monsters on the entire map dies. It's very fun. Would highly recommend if you just wanna blow off some steam. Kinda scared of this mob. The fire elites, the fire trail they leave behind, as you can see there, deal a lot of damage on mercenary. I want to pick up the ring here, by the way, because I feel like we need it. Okay, let's go unlock some stuff. I'm not too bothered about the staying in the air for 30 seconds. Like I said, I'd rather obliterate than like focusing on it. And since we already have one jump, I hope of feathers aren't that necessary on this character. And if I was playing Artificer, then I would have taken both of those. Probably. Actually, maybe not. The ring is very strong on her too, but also you just die if you don't have Hope of Feathers and Wax Coils on that character, so I'm gonna skip it, honestly, because I feel like we deal a lot of damage right now. The scariest part is that we sometimes take a chunk of damage. It is really good to be able to just heal it up. I'm gonna grab the site here because we already have the Kyoro band. That was the fire band there. If that was an ice band, then I would have taken it. Or if I didn't have a fire band. They're very good to stack, don't get me wrong, but Harvest Sight is also really good, and you get the most effect out of a ring out of one of them. I mean, it's like that with most items, right? Stacking them usually has a lesser effect. We could try to do this. This unlocks an environmental log for this area in the logbook. It's not necessary for any achievements. I don't have all of them on my main profile, but they're kind of fun to get. But they're quite expensive, so we might just wait with that until we have most of everything else like on lockdown. There's still a couple of dangers on this run, I would say. Even though I'm dealing a lot of damage and I'm healing a lot, I feel like I don't have a lot of utility. Like, I don't have any movement speed, really. This is somewhat negated by just being this character that can dash a lot, but can still get scary. And I feel like we need like a little bit more of ways to get healing. So getting crit now would be very good, of course. If I had 100% crit, I could drop my leech too. I shouldn't have picked that up. That was fun. If I pick another one of those up now, I won't be in one-shot protection if I even if I heal up to full. I need to wait for the shield to recharge. And you do spend a lot of time in iframes here, but on this character, alright, press the out there. And then we activate it. You do spend a lot of time in iframes, but not if you just get poked, or if you get unlucky and get hit by the one shot in like one of the few moments you're not in your one shot state, then you don't recharge your shield. So I missed a bunch. I might die there. I'm actually below the stage right now. That was interesting. Had to dash out there because we were in spooky scary. These mushrooms are actually killing me. We got a bit of a will-o'-the-wisp chain reaction there with Sentient Me took. Just trying, I'm pretty much watching my HP most of the time, and whenever I see that I lose a lot of it, I just press mash Q and mash R. Pretty much. Not a lot else going on there. You need to get used to like constantly flicking your look down at the HP bar. Reminds me of when I played StarCraft. How Dana used to tell us that we need to move our entire head to look down on the minimap, because if you just move your eyes, you might get like damage to your eyes, like strains them. If you watch any professional Korean play StarCraft 1 or 2, you'll see that they move their entire head whenever they look at the minimap every like 2 or 3 seconds. Or I wouldn't say any, but most of them, they should be doing that at least. Alright, let's move on to stage 6. Let's hope we don't get one-shotted by a Malachite, because that's honestly the scariest part right now. Trying to stay in there here, but I don't see any targets. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if whenever you get a mob or like that, a boss where you just feel like you spend a lot of time in the air, just try to extend it once you're done. Would really help if there's like if there's 2 stone titans with a decent amount of basically if they're separated so that you don't deal split damage on them, then you can extend that, do that super easily. But like I said, you just kind of get that one if you're just playing mercenary regularly. You don't have to think too much about it. Just have it in the back of your mind whenever you're spending a lot of time in the air, and you should be good. Dodging a bit. Oh yeah. An important thing about this stage, I think I showed this once. You can climb up here. You can just walk up here. So you can see, you can do the same thing over there, up that way. Scrapper, I should scrap my personal shield. There we go, I don't really mind scrapping anything else. The recent patch fixed the cauldron bug, by the way, so you don't, whenever you're using, when you only have 1 scrap, and you're buying like a red item on stage 5 from the cauldrons, it used to only take the 1 scrap, but they fixed it, so now it will take the scrap and 4 random items. Was fun while it lasted. Those kind of things they should fix, of course. Like, I'm in the mindset of whenever those things are working in a single player game, if the game is can kinda bullshit you, like this one, and Mithrix especially, you should abuse it in any way you can, especially if you don't find it fun. If you like a challenge, then of course you don't have to, but you should like use any of those kinds of things whenever they're available. Especially, they're probably gonna get fixed, right? So you're gonna get to do it without it. Unless you want the bragging rights of being able to kill Mithrix pre-nerf without any glitch abuse or whatever, or any artifacts. I mean, I've done it. I I don't really feel too special. I was a bit happy when I did it, but like right now, a week later, I don't care about it anymore, so it's not important what you feel in the moment. You should consider how you feel a week from now, especially when you're considering on buying something like a new game. Are you still gonna play it in a week from now? You think it will be worth it? Then again, I wouldn't necessarily say that you need to play a game for a week in order for it to be worth it. Like, I didn't do that with Gunfire Reborn, but it's up to you. It's easier to save money though if you're planning to save for something and you have a bit of a habit of spending like I do. Then you should just ask yourself, are you actually gonna play this game like right now, and are you gonna keep playing it later? Whatever. I used to impulsively buy games on Steam. Whenever I was bored, I was like, yeah, okay, let's find a $10 or $20 game and play it. A lot of those I bought and never played, or whenever stuff were on sale, I would buy them, but I've never played them. Recent example, I bought Devil May Cry 5 for like, I think it was Christmas sale. I haven't played it yet, so I wouldn't call that buy worth it, but I should play that game because it seems very cool. We have a Malachite going on there, so I'm just gonna fuck off. Since we have Sentient Meat Hook and Will-O-the-Wisp going on right now, even though we have a high value target like the Malachites for an example, we're gonna kill it faster if we kill the enemies around it and chain explosions than if we were targeting it, especially since we're playing mercenary. And it's really hard to focus fire unless the target is isolated. And as you can see, we're not dealing that much damage, honestly. The elite stone golems do have a lot of HP though, but still. That was scary. But if there's a lot of small mobs like that, then we easily get it. I could have died there. That was 3 or 4 layered. Isolate explosions. Wanna go for chests, honestly, game? Okay then. Really scary to go through the... don't give me rusty keys to go through the Celestials there, but it's fine if you can use your dash. Like, you're safe there in that. You're even more safe if you hit an enemy with your dash. So it's not too much of a problem. I'm not sure if we did the complete teleporter went with 2 Challenge of the Mountains active. I think we did it. I should look around anyways. It's always good to have more mountain shrines. Oh yeah, tip here is to do this in order to see if there's any chests below the water. Sometimes they're very well hidden, like it's kind of hard to see that chest, but you see it very easily if you just position your camera correctly. Sometimes they have the darker skin and they're buried more, so it's kind of hard to see them even if you're doing this. There's a chest here, I think. Yeah, there was a couple of more chests over here, but I don't mind. Let's go for the teleporter, wherever the fuck it is. Is it over here? No. Oh, it might be over here actually. What's on this? Sticky, kinda good. Crowbar, not so good. A lot of small hits means crowbar isn't very good. Okay, we can pick up the sticky there. I swear I saw the teleporter. I completely forgot. Okay, there it is. Maybe I wasn't back here actually, because I don't remember seeing any multi-shops. Energy drink would be good there, yes. We have some movement speed now, so we can move around the map kinda fast. I don't mind hunting down those multi-shops. Oh yeah, and sometimes you fly up in the air whenever you're using your right click. This game has a lot of gravity issues, I feel. Not too much of a problem, but sometimes you just fly straight up in the air. Oh, okay, I might be dead there. Yep, okay, and that's how that run ends. Yeah, we dashed into a Malachite, and then the beams killed us. My major issue there was, of course, I dashed into the Malachite. I knew there was a Malachite on the map. I should have just stayed up in the air and just tried to keep safe, but I was feeling invincible. We unlocked this, which is very good, so I'm happy with this run, and we also unlocked this, which is very good. Let's go over that skill before I forget. So Rising Thunder, unleash a slicing uppercut, dealing 450% damage and sending you airborne. Let's double check the passive too. So expose, hitting exposed enemies, it reduces all skill cooldowns by 1 second and an additional 350%. Okay, so the reason why I was proccing the bands is probably because you deal, like, any attack with the expose deals over 400% damage. I'm gonna double check that before the next episode, but I'm guessing that's what's happening if there's no real good explanation online. Okay, next episode we're gonna play some Acrid, I think. And after that, hopefully we're gonna play Captain, and then I'm gonna start, like, just rotating through the characters on a steady pace. Probably. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next episode. Bye bye.